The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's White. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That second down play nets a -4. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And it's brought in by Washington. A really nice gain of 25 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
White 80. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
On 1st down, it's Samuels. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down now, it's White, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st down, Connor. DJ Reader there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. Washington's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 1st down, here's White. White's got a 1st down and more, and he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Connor, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. 6 guys, check 6 guys. Go, go.
Now Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Vance McDonald in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. The final shot before the break, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Throwing on third down, Watson. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. They're going for it. It's Watson finding fouls complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Watson with a give to Miller. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Watson setting up the screen for Miller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. On first down, Watson looking for his tight end, fouls, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
And the Steelers signal for another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. To throw again on second down. Watson, this is Miller, complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Second and 6 at the Texans' 25-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Watch the slant. General West. Check 26.
Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Here we go. 230. Me and you all day.
Here's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And when you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. On second down, it's White. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
41's the mic. You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. Jack 16.
They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger.
He dropped it.
This is incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this Texans defense stands tall. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
I can't believe they even let you play. Slam. Begin.
No spacing.
Baby, I got you.
Here's White. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Solid, 5 down.
From the 24, Roethlisberger. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off down near the 5. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys.
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 96 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. So that's a really big play here in the fourth quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead, it's down to just one score. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. They're looking this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's Watson, and he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Here's Watson, with a catch made by Hopkins. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now it's Roethlisberger. Complete to Washington. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. White. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They stay on the ground with White. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Blue 30.
Check 41. Y'all not ready. He's checking.
77.
Check.
They'll try and run forward with counter. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
It's just me and you. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger.
Oh, that was a bad man to throw that.
And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting.
Mike, 55. Check.
Now it's Watson. He's got the hook up to Miller. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
You got three. Three down. Check set. 19. Check 55 for Mike. Watch the slant. Kill. 55.
On 2nd down now, it's Miller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First down, Houston.
Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Ka'imi Fairbairn. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Ka'imi Fairbairn. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? In the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.